everyone. Rob Sachetto here in the studio. Once again, with more zombie art. Hi, everyone. Gotta get that light on. Get that on. There. Guess what we're doing today? Yes. Natural Born Zombies. By request, by suggestion. And I was like, yes, of course. Gotta do that. So doing that right now. I turn everything into zombie art. My name is Rob Sachetto. As if you didn't know, I'm here in the studio drawing new zombie art for you all. Working on some new stuff. I have a little page called Zombie Daily, in which I post new zombie art every single day. Excuse me, I got a bit of a sinus thing going on there. If you'll pardon me. Yes, I've been adding new zombie art to that page since 2008. So every day since 2008, a new zombie drawing or painting has gone on there, and got to create new stuff for the page on a daily basis. That is my Patreon page. That is Zombie Daily, and the link, as I mentioned, is in the description below. If you want to check that out, that's where all of this zombie art goes. All the stuff that I do here. And everywhere else at conventions and things like that. Yeah. I invented zombie portraits back in 2006. Done over 10,000 of those since the beginning. If you'd like to get one, zombieportraits.com. Check that out. And guys, while you're at it, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely stupendous. And I don't use that word very often, but it would be stupendous if you could do that. Love that. It would really help for reals. And it would help me create more content, more zombie art. Yes, indeed. Get in front of more eyeballs, you know, as artists would want to do, I think, for the most part. Now I'd like to, you know, show more people my work, see how they like it. Communication. Yes. So, I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Wow, we're Wednesday already. The end of Wednesday. We're Thursday. Oh, the prophecies were true. Yeah, time is just flying by like nothing. It's ephemeral. Yeah, it's crazy. Yep. Crazy how time is flying by. Yeah, so I'm doing, as if you didn't know, the Natural Born Killers poster. Mickey and Mallory Knox. Yeah, in a zombie, like a zombie version of that. So, I always thought the poster was both of them hugging, or both of them embracing, like facing the camera, but that was a photo, a press photo, I think, that I saw everywhere too, and I always got those confused. But yes, this is the poster, of the original poster. But I thought she was kind of on it more, but she's in the glasses, so I'm actually putting her zombified in the glasses too, like the reflection, right? As you could probably see slightly, Yeah. So, yeah, so she's in there, you know. I thought she was in there more, but yeah, she's in there, you know. What a great film. What a great film. Yeah, I saw that at a time where I was very young, I feel. Yeah. But yeah, great movie. I saw that in a Toronto theater with a bunch of friends, and that was just what a great what a just the whole vibe was crazy, man. Yeah, yeah. I think it really influenced me in ways, as things do, right? Things everything influences your work, right? So sometimes more than other times. It's always great to have a style that can almost adopt different takes. Um, doing more cartoonish things, simplified things, than very detailed things, and very stylized things. You can adapt your work into different genres or subgenres or whatever of pop culture art, or just art in general. Yeah. Do a couple of those. Still life drawings. See how good you are. See how good you are. See if you could, still pull that off, type of thing. It's always kind of good to do little things like that, and that's what I love doing. That's why I love doing customs for people, like because I never know what I'm going to get, and I love the not knowing, like what the next weird custom is going to be, like what character or whatever that I've never heard of, or I love that. So yeah, it kind of tests your strength as an artist, right? Doing different kind of things. I don't know, I think. Yeah. So yeah, give me those straight up pet portraits and things, man. I'll chew that up, man. I love that. Like I get down to a cellular level, man. I call it my buttering phase of inking, where it's like it's almost a painting at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I use, like, when it comes to people getting customs like that, I like really really overdo it, like to the in the way that it's like, wow, you didn't have to go that far, man. It's like, yeah, but I wanted to test my strength, right? I wanted to see how much goodness I could put in this, right? So, yeah. Anywho. But there's lots of very subtle things in here. And that's what makes it very difficult. You notice there's no, there's such a gradual blend from one thing to the next, like from one side to the bottom and stuff like that. Like it's very soft, right? So to portray that in line art is the challenge, So yeah, you don't want to make it too blocky. You want to keep that flow, So yeah, you try to butter it up a little bit, and soften it as much as possible. Because yeah, it's one of those really recognizable posters, and I don't want to mess it up. I want to make it look. I want to make it obvious that that's what it is. That's the most important thing to me. Is getting it right. stylistically, whatever, but still getting it right, So that's much darker there. Yeah, there's so many subtle things going on in there. So much subtlety, right? So you keep working on it until it really resembles the photo, the reference. That kind of works, yeah. Yeah, and you work it out too. There's still things that I could go, oh, you know what? I want to kind of put this, this in there, make it feel a little more sinewy. It's like, oh, okay, then there's that. So I'm still working it out too. But oh my goodness, I need some coffee. Oh yeah, that was good. Yum yum yum. I'm gonna check the chat. Oh, Tina. Hello. Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Yeah, we'll get in touch again about getting it, and yes. Oh man, that was a fun one. That was such a fun one. I'm so glad you like it. I'm so glad you like it. That's great. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love a happy ending. It's true. It's true. It's true about that. Yeah, that's gotta go. That's gotta be straight. Don't want any. I don't want any off-centered energy happening here. So yeah, these lines of, you can see what I'm doing, right? These lines of goo dripping off his face have to be level or straight. They can't be at a weird angle. Not for this. Sometimes it's okay to have it make it look like the goo or whatever is coming off, or flesh or whatever is coming off, look like it's almost waving off their chins or whatever. But in this case, he's still, right? So you don't want that kind of movement in there for this, because it's a quiet pose. Or do whatever, I don't care. Do what you want. It's arts. It's arts is. It's art. But yeah, lots of subtleties in there. In here. And then yeah, there's again. And you know what? Forgive me, because this is this is like a 12 by... No, what is it? 18 by... What? No. I can't remember. What is it? Oh, yeah, it is 12 by 18. Holy crap. Yeah, okay, so it is huge. It's huge. So, yeah, this is huge. So, yes, there's lots of ways to screw it up. Trust me. Many ways to leave yourself wide open. Where's my eraser? Where's my eraser? Who took my eraser? Meddling insect. What? Where? How do I not have... What? Come on, with that. Didn't I just use an eraser for something? Oh, maybe off this pencil. Yeah. Should have an actual. I should have like 20 erasers here. Okay. Yeah, it's ambiguous what's going on in there, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is calling it here. Yeah, because it's so shady, and I don't even know. Like, I could go online and figure out what kind of jacket he's wearing or whatever. But there's not enough of it to make a big deal anyway. And what I think I'm gonna do is kind of make up some more ripped and torn areas because he's a zombie. So it's gonna have more like lived in look rather, you know. So yeah, there'll be particles within the black, so it won't be just black, you know. Because again, this is gonna be a mixed media thing. This could be a mixed media thing where I'm gonna likely isolate all of the writing and put it on top. Do the same thing, right? Like do the same, you know, poster, but with him as a zombie. Right, so everything will be the same. I might actually do Natural Born Zombies, to be honest. Now that I think of it, or maybe I said that when I opened, man. But anyway, Natural Born Zombies, yeah, it makes sense, right? So I might change that. But yeah, otherwise everything will be like the same, you know. Yeah. So I'm even going to crop it. I think this is probably too long, but whatever. Either way, it's all good. We'll manage. I almost feel a Glenn Fabry vibe when trying to sort of pencil this with the hatching. You know, Glenn Fabry did a ton of the Vertigo Preacher covers, which were just utterly, like, the best things ever, man. Like, you know, he did Slain too. I hope more people know that he did Slain too way back, alongside Bisley, man. So not alongside him, like, but you know, with him on the title, you know, another graphic novel, you know, which was great, you know, great. It was black and white, I think, too. So his illustration, like he was doing wicked hot cross hatching and all this, like crazy black spotting and all this stuff, man. Like true, every page is a gem, you know. And yeah, I picked up a lot. Like, I mean, what's not to love, right? So I picked up a lot of, you know, inspiration from that. That was great to see, you know. So yeah, Glenn Fabry, man. And you know, I do that. I kind of suggest artists that I like to you guys because yeah, I think they're really worth checking out. And I mean, man, there's so many more. You know, I probably haven't mentioned, but will. I'll probably say something like, "Oh, that's a Kevin Nolan kind of line," you know, or whatever. Yeah, you know, around the mouth, that Kevin Nolan sort of thing. Affectation, I guess, stylistic thing that he does, you know. Yeah. Yes, I'm just babbling. But yeah, yeah, there's a lot of artists that I really, really love out there. And, you know, would like to have more people get eyes on their stuff, you know, because it's very, very much worth it, I think, you know. Plus, it better illustrates what I'm sort of talking about, especially, you know, with Gil Kane. Gil Kane is that kind of guy who, you know, you really need to see, because he's so great now. He's like, when I'm stuck with any kind of anatomy problem, I always think, like, what would Gil Kane do, man? Because, you know, he can teach you how to draw just by looking at his art, because it's so well like he's sculpted. You know, he shows you his work, man. You know, so yeah, it's great. Yeah, and there's a lot of time to actually take parts out or sculpt things in there, like I did with this line here, like I did with that line there. You know, I kind of made that now atop these ridges, you know, so it's more sinewy. Yeah. But who knows, I might look at it again and go, you know what, I don't like that. So I could, you know, just erase it again, try something else. But yeah, I'm liking where this is going. I think it looks pretty good. That is very dark. Okay. Zip, zip, zip. And there is a little bulb there. Yeah. And again, trying to get that really light, very, very, very light. Hair, shadow, who knows? Who knows what it is? No, it's hair. Like, you can literally see the, like, dots. I ain't doing that. No, this is gonna be strictly light cross hatching that will get blended in with the watercolor that I'm gonna use. Yeah, you know. Yeah, that's as far as I'm going with this. That's the thing, right? Like, I mean, if you want to go all in, it's like, you know, count the friggin'. Hey, man, if that's what you want to do, if that's your fancy, man, you do that, man. You do that. I ain't doing that. You know, I don't have that much time. You know, gotta get more done. I got time. I got more stuff to do. You know, than to do that. You know, and it's not even pointillism. You're drawing the guy's hair, like hair buds. Like, what the? No, that ain't cool. That ain't happening. Not for me. Nope. That's where, you know, you go, I'm a perfectionist. It's like, no, not if you're gonna try to do something like that. You're not. Yeah, you won't be a perfectionist when it comes to that, man, for sure. You know, you'll be like, why am I doing this? There. I think her eyes are a little darker. They have to be the same, right? So I had to trace a drawing of her that size for each thing, and then use a light table and then trace that on there. Yeah, so that they're the same, you know. think this needs to be darker. Because that is dark anyway, right? So I think that needs to be darker. Like, you can see that he's a zombie. For sure. Like, that stuff's all missing. But, yeah, there needs to be that darker edge. That's right. I think that's what's missing. Yeah. You know, actually add that contrast in there. You know? Even if it covers up all the dainty. Well, you know what? The thing is, you can actually keep some of the detailed stuff that you put in. You know, nothing ever goes to waste. Like, I drew all that in, but now I'm covering it up with black because now I'm realizing, yeah, that should be in the dark more. You know, rather than be all like sort of clearly evident, like all the veins and all that stuff, and torn skin and all that stuff. So, yeah, just have to. I think it'll give it a much, much better sense of depth too. You know. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're doing the Natural Born Killers zombie poster, zombie movie poster, movie zombie poster. Keeping it zombie. Gotta keep it zombie. Zombie 24/7. Lee Harrelson. What a great movie, though. Yeah, wow, yes. That movie really, like I said, I think that movie really changed me, man. I mean, or like influenced me, you know, and just like visually and stuff like that for a while, you know. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so great. I liked it. There wasn't really anything like that at the time that I could recall. You know? Like, there's things you could compare it to, but there's nothing like that type of thing. Yeah, that was something else, man. Huh. The visuals were so the way they told the story was so great visually, and again Oliver Stone, man, like that was wonderful. The edits, the storytelling, things they use with like the superimposed words on people and stuff was brilliant. Was brilliant, you know. I'd never seen that before. So that was like really, you know, that was very inspiring. You know, that was very sort of like, oh wow, you know, they're really doing something artistically based rather than you know, like lowest common denominator, right? So things like that, right, would come up like that in that film, right? So yeah, I love that. Like the slow motion shots with the opera in the background and stuff like that. I love that, man. It was like very like the super stylistic, but not goofy, you know. So yeah, I thought that was great, man. I thought that was awesome. Yeah. That's over on Killers. It's coming along. It's coming along. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. I think what it is too is this needs to be dark as well. But I'm going to see where I can go with the darkness here. Where I stall out. Let's see. Maybe this. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think it's because this too will be pretty much, I think pretty much black. Again, the words are going to cover that anyway, but I kind of like, and you can't see what really is going on in there. It's really like, it's muddled and yeah, you know. I can see he's got that snake tattoo there, but that would just look weird if I put that there, like it does there. That looks weird, you know. You can't really see it, but once you see it, you know, you're like, yeah, that looks kind of weird there. I don't remember him having that snake tattoo on his chest, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't remember. The outtakes were pretty cool too, man, with that Ashley Judd character. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. And with those barbarian twin guys, man. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen they've got a version of, well, no, it's not a version of, it's just like the DVD, I guess, version has extras where there's stuff that they cut out of the film, and there's some really great, like, weird stuff that they shot that didn't get in. Yeah. So, very interesting. I think that's probably good. Or think that's probably good. I have to nullify the hair, the head. Yeah. It can't look like it has direction. You know, I don't want to have any real lines in there at all, but I think they'll be safely tucked away under the gray wash. Gray wash. There, look what I did. I just did stuff out of the blue. And that's what art is, folks. Just doing stuff out of the blue. I don't know when the LOL was, but Tina, thanks so much for watching, and I'm so glad you like the zombie portrait. It was an absolute honor to do, and yeah, I hope it's a hit. I hope it's a hit. Kind of going off script a little bit, but with for a reason. That is to develop a sort of skin texture with the pencil. Yeah, and I might as well actually blacken this in, darken this in, blacken. There. Yeah, and like I have no idea what that coat is or jacket is or whatever. I'm going to try only in spirit to match it. But I think what I'm going to do is, I think what I'm going to do is just have like sort of ripped, like I said, ripped sort of areas and torn areas and stuff like that from here on in. Yeah, so that's gonna be. This is gonna be black. This is going to be black. All this is gonna be black with those little sort of, you can kind of see them like little bits of tears and things and nuts and bolts and just ambiguous weird like shapes, that are making up that coat. It looks like it's probably a patchwork coat. Perhaps, I don't know. I'm going to kind of treat it that way because it looks like there's threads going through there or something. So, I might actually put those in, to a degree there. I could actually do that after, in fact. That would be better. I'll do a reverse with the white, right? Make it look like real. Make it look like real. Make it look like real. Huh? What? Say what? What's that? Make it look like real. Things. So what was I doing here? This, I think. Yeah. And then it's doing this. Mom, he's doing this. I think that's good. There, yeah. And then now, see when he, there's such a faint, like, oh my god, like how, like I don't even know if you can pick that up on the camera. Like there's such a faint, what do you call it? Like reflective light on the other side of his chin. It's like almost imperceptible, man, but it's there, and your eye wants to see it, right? So it may, like, you can barely see it if you look at it, but you want to follow that, right? And it's almost imperceptible. So how do I, how do I step on the gas, lead off the gas with that? I think I might just like cover it right up, with gore or something, because yeah, I'm scared. No, it's just I don't think it's doable for reals. I mean, sure it is, like with oil paint or whatever, with like, unreal stippling or some sort of whatever. But to kind of get that softness with all the rest of the stuff going on, it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. But I think I am going to darken that area too, because it's very dark. It's very dark. It's very dark. There. There. Yeah. The zombie characteristics, like the torn face and all that stuff, it was kind of meant to be the darkness. But since I co-opted the darkness for this, it doesn't have the same effect. So I have to kind of bring it back to that, almost same darkness, while still maintaining the details and stuff like that. So I need that. I have to put that contrast in there for it to work, because that's what all it is. It's so simple, right? So if you take away any of the elements, it doesn't work right, So yeah, it has to have some very dark areas to it to be similar to that, right? At a glance. And that's what you want. You want people to understand what it is right away. That, oh yeah, it's the Natural Born Killers thing. Not, is that the Natural Born Killers thing? Like, you want people to recognize right away. Right away, right? So, yeah. I'm wondering if I should do that. Yeah, there we go. I think that's working out a little better now, yeah. A little butter. It's a little butter now. It's a little butter knife. Yeah, plus this, yeah. Having the more dark reflection really helps as well. Sell it, Yeah. Yeah, plus this is going to be very dark. And you know what? I'm actually glad I'm smudging for a change. Like, I kind of want that. I don't want to have necessarily lines, although there will be. But I do want to have those almost, again, imperceptibly soft shaded in areas, right, where it's just the hair follicles, man. Like, that's how good the photo is. Like I'm not matching that. I'm trying to match the spirit of it, but it's very difficult because it's like very soft, right? It's very, whispery. It's whisper quiet. Yeah. Yeah. So, even got the yin yang, or yang, it is yang. Yin yang. Yeah, like the comic book guy. Yeah. You got that earring, man. Yeah. How do you do? Yeah, so that's in there. What would Lionel Francis you do? Trying to think what artist would be good to sort of steal from, in terms of like what would they do in that case? What kind of style would they use for that? To make that look more realistic, or to deal with something that is difficult in art, like likenesses or something like that. How would they do it? And sometimes it just inspires you, right? Sometimes it just inspires you to figure out the problem. Like, I always go back to Gil Kane, and I always say, like, what would Gil Kane do in this situation? When I'm thinking about composition and what do you call it? Anatomy, right? Like, he is the GOAT, man. when it comes to that. Like, I believe that you could learn from him, from his art, and be a pretty good artist. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you're not supposed to really learn from someone else. You can use it as an inspiration or whatever, but you could learn how to draw just by, looking at Gil Kane's art, because he shows the work. Like, he shows his work, man. There's no hiding behind detail or darkness. Not saying that any of those other things aren't good, or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, Gil Kane sculpts everything out for you and shows it to you, and like so effortlessly too, and that's what makes it like he's a teachable artist, man, because then you got guys like Neil Adams, where it's like, holy crap, man, like, where do you start with Adams? Like, where do you start with Neil Adams? Like, he's so fluid, and he's got like all these crazy hatching like lines that like and black spotting and all of this like almost ultra realistic but still comic book style, man. Like crazy, dynamic, very like so dynamic and realistic and cool, like very cool, man, to look at too. Sexy, man, almost. And, Neil Adams, man, there's a guy that sort of like, when he burst on the scene, it was, he changed the game, man, for sure. I think so. I'm like an incredibly, influential artist, incredibly influential. Yeah. I think I like that. Yeah, man, that almost works. I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I see how very, very subtle those things are, Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, very, very subtle stuff. Very subtle stuff in there, And, even doing this kind of cross-hatching sort of fill. I mean, I'm showing the neck and all that sort of stuff directionally, and probably the top part of the chest and things, but it's super vague because I'm not gonna try to draw stuff within that area that's gonna be basically blocked up with all that. So I'm leaving it sort of as vague as that is. Let's just put it at that. I'm not going to be any more detailed than what the vagaries of all this down here is. So yeah, it's going to be my own vague though, I choose the vague. You got it. I choose the vague. Oh boy, Ghoul Bounty Hunter. I made it. Oh, awesome. That Creature Con was so fun, man. It was nice to meet you and purchase a couple of your zombie portraits. Yeah, wow, thank you so much. That is, I had such a great time too. That was amazing. Unforgettable memories, for sure. Before I loved up this movie, thought it was Vin Diesel for a second. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I'm glad you can make it to the live stream and reminisce, man. Yeah, Am I going to see at any of the other cons I'm doing this for the rest of this year, or because I'm going to be at the oh geez, Crusoe Club for the Northern Game Expo this Sunday, and then next week, then the weekend after that, I'll be in the Sioux for NerdCon. Steel City NerdCon? Steel City NerdCon. Yeah, I always get those type. There's a bunch that sort of sound the same, and I always get confused. But it's in the Sioux. My good friends, the Turcottes, putting it on again, and looking forward to that. So it's a 3-day event, but I'll be there for 2 days. So yeah. Hope I see you at one of those things. Go the bounty hunter. I love the handle, man. I gotta get back to the BTS channel. There, real time. Okay. Now, I think I can put on the first wash. Yeah, I'm not gonna really fuss about this too much. This is gonna be inked, and there's gonna be all kinds of stuff going on in here. Again, very vague. I create the vague. I am the vague. The vagaries. Oh, what a great supervillain that would be. The vague. Yeah, can't get a straight answer. It's like my wife. Ba-doots. Yeah. I was just thinking of Rodney Dangerfield from this movie, from Natural Born Killers. Oh, he's so gross. But man, he's actually really good. I never thought he could kind of pull something that almost grotesque off. He's mainly a comedic actor, right? But oh my goodness, man! Oh, he's so gross. Yeah, I can't even say the things that I can't even say the lines, man. They're gross. Yeah, but there's not, he pulls some stuff off that's funny, but at the same time he's like this disgusting. Oh, it's just gross. He's just gross, and then they make him extra greasy too, man. They make him extra sweaty. Yeah. So he's just repulsive, man. So, okay. So, like I said, I'm not gonna fuss. Meanwhile, oh, you know what? Maybe that goes like this. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I'm gonna. That's how it's gonna go. That's how it's gonna be. That's what's going on. Okay, so I think that's good. Yeah, there's unbelievable, small, minute, just microscopic subtleties in there. But doing my best, man. Doing my best. You're not doing your best. I'm doing my best, man. Not doing your best. So yes, I'm doing my best here. Working things out. We're working things out. Yeah, that's basically it. But I think I'm going to leave the heaviness of mine because This is much more heavy than this. This is much more subtle. But I kind of like this in a Drew Struzman kind of way. Like he did the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think Star Wars, like the original movie posters. Yeah, he's like a huge movie poster illustrator. Drew Struzman, I think that's his name. Yeah, pretty sure. Amazing, and again, almost like illustrative. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think that's the like. I think that he was an influence in my art in the way I looked at his art, I thought that it was the way I was doing it, because it had that same quality of like watercolor, and then pen and ink on top almost. I got that impression, from his work, or maybe I saw some of his stuff that was like worked out, not painted or finished or anything, but yeah, he had that same kind of almost quality, I guess I thought that at the time, I thought, oh, that's maybe what that is, maybe he's doing that same thing. I think too, when I saw stuff from William Stout, he I think he had some stuff published somewhere where, again, it was the same thing where I looked at it, looked like he used watercolor on that, and then pen and ink on top of it, So again, like I didn't invent what I do, but like unless I invented it like for myself, you know what I mean? Like I looked at other artists and I went like, oh, that kind of looks like what I'm kind of doing, with my process. Because again, like a lot of people ask me what my process is, and I kind of think it's obvious, but like it isn't. And then I realized, no, it isn't obvious what it is, because there's so many different types of art, like even digital, and a lot of people thought my art was digital too. And I was like, no, I use just watercolor and pen and ink, and that to many people's surprise, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, it doesn't, it's not a crazy question, because I forget, like a lot of things aren't the same as when I was younger, like people don't use like wall clocks anymore, man, like crazy things like that, like just a lot of things have changed, people don't write, anymore, right, on paper and things like that, like that's not a thing, or at least that's what I hear. I'm sure it still happens all the time, but for the most part, it's all digital or whatever, right? So, yeah. Anyway, I'll just stick to drawing. I'll just stick to this and hide under some coats and hope everything comes out in the end. Yeah. See, almost immediately when I put this dark area in there, which is going to continue into here, but absolutely connects to the shadow of his face here. Yeah, it definitely changes everything, right? So, it does. Yeah. Well, because of the contrast, right? Because of the contrast. Pulling the eye, right? It's illusion. And that's what I think too, like this, like art like this is just not gonna like be around forever, right? So, I always encourage people to buy original art before it's not a thing anymore. And the people who have it are like just, rich tech bros or whatever. they call them, and they bought sea cans full of art, man, and they own it all. Yeah, because I keep hearing of, I think I just heard again that there was more comic book art sales, record comic book art sales at some auction house. Yeah, so I was like, wow, man, that's crazy. It's happening, man. It's happening. Because again, comic book stuff, people don't just collect that. They collect magazine art and all of that kind of stuff. Anything that's tangible. So, yeah. Once that's gone, because people aren't going to be drawing on paper and stuff anymore. Unfortunately, that's a very imminent thing, I think everybody knows that. So yeah, when that art's gone, it's gone, man. It's and there won't be any new, professional artists that, you can go, oh, this is so-and-so, and people will go, oh, wow, you have a so-and-so? Yeah. Like a John Romita. Man, if you have a John Romita page, like a Spider-Man page, or any page, comic book page, yeah, that's cause for celebration, man. Any comic book page by the old masters, man, is gold. Yeah, better than gold. There's more gold than there is that, So, yeah. Yeah. You know what? I kind of like that. I kind of like it. What do y'all think? It kind of looks weird there, but yeah, kind of like that. I almost seem like a real artist. Almost, and seem, and real, and artist. Almost seem like a real artist. But yes, I love doing the traditional art, of course. And I hope you like watching. It's magic. It's true. There won't be a lot of us guys and gals around doing this in the future. In the future of the planet. Sort of bring things down. Just keep watching me draw. You'll forget everything. Continue watching me draw. Everything will be okay. Yeah, I think that's a good base. I think that's a good base. And I do love the harder. I made that. Yeah. I'm proud of that. That was gutsy of me. No lie. I'm not even joking about it. I would have tried to stick to as close as I could to that. But that is a very almost Tim Bradstreet-ish, thing, I think. Yeah. Igor Kordy. There's another guy that comes to mind when even the whole thing, it kind of looks like something from that Soldier X comic that Igor Kordy did many years back. But yeah, I like this, and I think what'll happen is the darkness will And I'm gonna this is going to be a straight up gray wash first, and then I think it's going to be again the same color. I think it's going to be the same color palette. Now wait a minute. Now wait just a minute. Wasn't I intentionally gonna do this in red? Why don't I actually keep the color palette the same? And because he's black and white, and really the only thing on him is the red of the glasses. That's the only color. Everything else is black and white. So why don't I do that? Yeah. Yeah, okay. You saw it here first. Me thinking of what I'm going to do next. This is if you ever wanted to see more process, there's no more process than there is right here, right now. Yeah. I'm processing everything as I go. That's how processed this is. This is like, in real time, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next, because I don't know. Making it up as I go along, The main concern is the likeness and wanting to keep that intact. And like I mentioned earlier, it's very difficult because of the real softness, and there's no try to interpret this in lines, with lines. It's almost impossible, right? Like you're into the micron things to get that softness. So I'm kind of doing it with pencil first as much as possible. And at least get an underlying base, here's an eraser. Oh my goodness, woo! I have an eraser, folks. Okay, there. I'm gonna just take out, because there's a bit of hair missing there, and there's a bit of hair missing there. And this is a hot spot. So, yeah, trying to, again, get the same areas. So when when you look at it from afar, you know exactly what it is, right? You know exactly what what I'm doing here. And yes, I do really like this, actually. I think that's almost feels like I was, maybe you've got this too, you're like, oh, it felt like I was spiritually taken over by, Bill Sienkiewicz or something. Or, who does that? Who does this? Joe Quesada, So you you were channeling those guys to do this kind of thing, this really subtle, cool penciling, hatching type of thing, because that's kind of how they would handle it, But yeah, I'm adding a lot of nice details in which again won't really be shown, but when the black area is filled in, it will there'll definitely be some texture under the ear. But there, I don't, yeah, and again, I don't have to do the whole thing because because I'll be inking it in anyway, and so most of it will be black. So there we go. And man, such subtle things, things that, man, oh, it's crazy. if you don't put it in, it's not going to look like that. But if you do put it in, you run the risk of like overdoing it, because it's so subtle. But anyway, I think we got something pretty good going on here with this. Yeah, I think we got something pretty good going on here with this. It's very subtle, but I think it works. And even the part that I sort of strengthened in terms of showing the roundness, like the density and everything of the face. Yeah, I think that was a good call. I really do. And yeah, it's good to try it and then see if it doesn't work, then you can fix it. But trying is this is the stage where you'd be doing that. You'd be trying out things you might not be sure of, so you'll go like, oh, I'm gonna put that there. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, well, I'll change it. This is the stage for kind of that, right? The best stage for it. I mean, really, you can change things in the final stage of your drawing, but like that's not ideal, right? So there. Yeah, I think that's good. I like that. I'm happy with it. Douche. Okay, so now I'm going to gray it up. Get the gray. I'm gonna get the gray and or make a gray. Make a gray? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make a gray because I don't have a gray. I don't have a gray made. You got the gray made. You got the gray made. Get the gray. Make the gray. I got the gray. No, not that gray. This gray. This gray. There. That gray. We have fun. We have fun making a gray. This is way, way, way too blue. I kind of went too far there, Montana. Don't go too far, Montana. I'm not, Mel. You are. I'm not, Mel. You are. What about Raven? What about... I'm gonna have to put some brown in there. Is that gonna work? You fool, you put too much blue. What did I tell? Dumbhead. It's from some film noir thing I saw like a billion years ago. Henchman calling him Dumbhead. The guy was calling him Dumbhead, and he like goozles him. He picks him up by the throat and like throttles the guy. Dumbhead. Had enough, man. He wasn't gonna take no more. Dumbhead. Good fun. Good show. Oh my goodness. Look at all the chat that I missed out on here, man. My goodness. Not sure what we'll be doing this month since I'm low on cash, but I might pop up in for one. I would love to chat some more, probably NerdCon since it's closer. Planning on driving up north for fall. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, further north drive. Laugh. When did you start the zombie portraits, and how long do you think it took before you said, yeah, this is what I'm sticking with? Almost. Did you ever go to the Sioux Zombie Walk? I went there a year ago, and that was my first time I ever went to a zombie walk. I live in this... Oh, and then Tina says, I live in the Sioux. So Ghoul the Bounty Hunter. To answer your question, So Tina responded, I live in the Sioux. Yeah, so you guys are both from the Sioux. I've got a lot of friends in the Sioux. Got a lot of great subscribers in the Sioux. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would love your support. It would mean the world to me. But yes, so to answer your question, I started Zombie Portraits back in 2006. No one was doing it. It was the first service of its kind, and I had done I was married at the time, and I had done a zombie portrait just kind of for fun of my wife and I, my wife at the time and I, and a friend of mine at the time too, a really, really good friend of mine, said, oh, you know what, that's pretty cool, man, like, I'll build you a website and see how it goes, you know. So virtually overnight, Zombie Portraits like blew up. And I was working at this place that shall go unmentioned. I was working at this place where luckily I had the wonderful opportunity to work on my work while I was at work, because it was that kind of job. So I could do my own stuff while I was there at the job. I could sit down and do my own stuff. Which was like amazing. So that's how Zombie Portraits started. Like I was doing I think and then like so once it started, it was like we were everywhere. We were in like those men's magazines like Stuff and all that. Those ones back then, they're not men's magazines. They're like they're for guys, but they're like Mary Claire or whatever for guys, I guess. I don't know. Or like, you know, those types of men's magazines with dating tips and good movies and stuff like that. I don't think they have those anymore. But yeah, like not Playboy, but that kind of other thing. You know. But they'd have like centerfolds and stuff too of girls and celebrity girls and stuff like that. So. But whatever. Anyway, yeah, we were in one of those. I'm just saying that because I don't know if people even remember what those are anymore. You know, because that was a long time ago. You know, to a lot of people. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew what I was talking about. But yeah, so that was a pretty big deal because again, like those things don't just pick anything up, right? They're kind of more specific and they want to find cool stuff for their readers and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of, you know, neat to be in there. We were, you know, on the wire type of thing, and we were kind of everywhere. And I was doing live radio interviews in Australia, like. Just like crazy things, crazy stuff was happening, man. You know, and you know, as done. I think I might have done my friend too. We might have used that as an example on the site. You know, yeah, but that's it. I'm like maybe another. No, but that was it. I think there was only 3 as an example, and it just like exploded, right? So, you know, it was crazy. Like, it was crazy. So, sorry, I want to get back to Ghoul the Bounty Hunter's question. When did you start Zombie Portraits and how long did you think it took before you said yes? This is what I can stick with. Well, I guess that's kind of that, right? I guess that kind of answers that. Yeah, you know what? I ended up. Did I quit my job or did they fire? I think they had to fire me or they fired me or whatever for my job because they were just closing the stores. They were just closing the places. So I was like, okay, now I'm in free fall, man. Like, can I continue doing this? And yeah, the demand continued, you know. So I was like, wow, I can't believe that I'm able to sustain myself from this, you know. And then came, like, you know, other opportunities that I took too, which were like amazing opportunities, right? So, like the book deals and things of that nature, like to do the zombie handbook and that. So, you know, that was a huge thing. Being in that Zombie Mania documentary with Nicotero and Savini and Romero and those dudes, like, that was huge. You know, that was a huge thing for me. You know, and them actually reaching out to me, the producers, and getting me to do all of the actual zombie portraits of all the guests morphing into zombies. So that was so cool, like, and that was a completely random hookup, like a totally wow by chance hookup. You know, so again, guys, you know, anything's possible. I don't want to, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to blow sunshine up your butts or anything like that. But, like, it, you know, lots of things are possible, and you never know what could happen next, man. Like, somebody could just love your stuff, and you know, you could be there. They could be your sponsor, man. Like, you know, type of thing, or you know, you could, your style could be used for a new cartoon or whatever, man. Like, there's so many things, right? So yeah, I always sort of say, you know, continue drawing, man, and creating, you know. Okay, I think that's good. I wanted to kind of go a little darker because I can kind of then do a reversal with white, you know. So yeah, I can do a reversal once it's very dry. Like, it has to be very dry in order to do that. The surface has to be very dry to apply the white effectively, anyway. But yeah, that looks good. I think that looks good. Yeah, I think it looks so good. It's hard to see because it's sort of shiny. There's water. There's quite a bit of, you know, watercolor paint or pigment on there. Hey, calling it paint, I find watercolor paint. It doesn't seem right to me. I don't know why. Watercolor paint. It's not paint. It's more of a, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel like paint. Paint is like something you put on a house. I don't know. I know I'm wrong about that, but you know, a painting, right? Obviously, but when you talk about a painting, it's fine. It's fine art, you know. Yeah, maybe I'll go with a very subtle, you know. You can see the ripped flesh and gristle and bone and all that stuff in there. Just barely. Well, it'll be in the way that I ink it. It'll be the way that I ink it. It kind of has a what is it, Dawn of the Dead look, you know, with that the bald sort of zombie with the head wound, the you know, severe head wounds there. Kind of has that parallel. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like that. Good. Good. And I think a little darker here. Lay it on. It's just paint. Just black, mostly. Put a little bit of white in there to, and a little bit of blue in there to fancy it up. Yeah, nobody likes the dead black, right? Like it's nice to have that kind of mixture of different colors in there. Different colors in there. And yeah, that again, it super grounds the figure, you know. And of course, we've got that obviously fantastic triangular composition here. Can't fail with that, you know. Of course, I'm doing a version of the thing, right? So, you know. But again, I'm kind of talking about the original composition of the thing, why it works so well too, you know. It's that can't miss, you know, triangular composition, right? Dead center, and then of course they've got the extra ammunition on the glasses with the red, you know. So the focal point is set. That's why there's that black and white. And I think I like that. I think I like the idea of having that black and white, you know. Because I was originally going to for sure go with red. I was gonna go bloody, and I was gonna go gory with it. But I think that I'm gonna stick with the black and white. You know, because that's why this works. And again, the simplicity, when you take out a component of something that's already simplified, it really throws off the vibe, you know. So if there's not much to edit, you know, it's going to be noticeable when you do. So, yeah. You know what? Why not do this? Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. Love that. No, it's great. Like, we're not really going to be able to see it that much, but it'll be there. And yeah, I love that. That's great. Yeah. Oh wow. That's wonderful. I love that. I love that. That really changes everything. You know, it really changes everything for the butter. For the butter. I did it for the butter. I did it for the butter, officer. There. There. That's great. I really like that now. I really like that now. Oh God. I really like it now. It's true, I do though. It's true, I do though. Do. A little bit more Splenda. Glenda. Sugar or Splenda? I want to have less to render, but I do. I want less to render. I want the watercolor to do the job. This man Rob can't do the job anymore. Oh. Yeah, you know what? That's yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah. I think it needs needs a little wee more there. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going to subtract later. I think I'm going to subtract later. And again, like this is going to be, this is so subtle, right? There's so much subtlety in there. And so I just want to keep it that way. There, I think that's good. Okay, so that needs to dry. Oh my goodness. But I really like that. Yeah, I think that's great so far. All right. So I'm glad you guys could watch me do that as we then go. Okay, you know what? Why don't I just start a new one? I think I am down to... I think I have to do 10 more zombie pinup divas, and then I'll have then that'll be 1100. So I still have to do them. So thank goodness I have some on the go here, and I've selected a few great reference poses to again do the life drawing from, that's basically how they're done. So I'll just pick a pose or something out of endless poses, and then basically do a life drawing from it, and then put in all the all the background and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'll change obviously tons of things. It's just basically the pose, the general pose, angle, things like that. So, I'll go through and find a bunch and then slowly go through them and do them as zombie pinup diva drawings. So I get to fill my life drawing quotient to a degree. It's not obvious. Obviously, I stylized the model or the drawing like heavily, and add the zombie affectations and characteristics and things, therein, and sometimes accentuate things, remove stuff like flesh on the arms and things like that. Yeah, of course, right? Zombie pinup, right? So that's what I do for those. Yeah, I love it. It's fun. And a huge series now, so yeah, like over 1,000. Yeah, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but like, art wise, for like that's just one series I've done, like out of how many, So yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of art. And again, like I'm just saying that because I love it, and that's why there's that much, Like that's why there's that much, because I enjoy doing it so much, So yeah. And it's too because of different reasons, right? Like, again, like trying to, like if you want to do your life drawing and stuff, but maybe you don't find life drawing interesting enough. Well, make it interesting by, changing it up like I'm doing right now, kind of thing, Use the life drawing as a base and, make it exciting. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's true. It's true. It is. Adding some nice. Oh, can you guys see that? Okay. Damn it. Ah, damn it. Okay, I'm gonna get in here a little better so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Because that's the whole point of it all. There. Okay. Yeah, inkwing, doing some inkwing. There. Very light. Yeah. And as you can see, like very, as kind of slick as you can do it, for these, because you're getting the whole, image of the model on there, plus a huge background and foreground and stuff, like all these items. So yeah, you want to try to simplify the face, body image, and all that stuff, and concentrate on the most identifiable areas, right? Because you don't have that much to work with, so you better, really, you don't have that much space to work with, so you better really, show a lot of stuff in there, or simplify it to the point where, man, it's unmistakable, right? So you have to show a lot with a little bit of line capability, because you don't have that much space, right? You have to be economical in your lining, in your inking, like only one line to describe that, not 5, Yeah. Yeah, simplicity is very, very, important. Like to, simplify your, your stages, simplify the image so you can, better understand it. And, like hands, everybody always, talks about how they can't draw hands and feet, but it's like, yeah, well, here's how you do that. And maybe I'll do, I think there's a few people asking me to do actually outright art lesson videos. And yeah, I'm down with that. I just have to figure out how to do that effectively so that it works, and I'm not doing like a million of them. That maybe I could just do one that you can access, or I don't know. I have to figure it out, or do a thing where we all sort of meet together. I don't know. Yeah, we'll maybe figure something out. Or I could just do a video of it and put it on the channel. But I think people were sort of leaning towards doing it with me, like I'm actually doing it live with them. So I'll figure out how we can do that, because I think that's what people were alluding to. Yeah. Yeah, just adding some more detail to the figure here. Again, very small figure area and other things. So you have to get all of that information in there, as economically as possible. I mean, of course, I'm using a lot of, fun little details and things here and there too. But the base is really simplistic, Not a lot of stuff going on. Just, an outline, almost rendition of a person. Yeah, there. Love that foot. Somebody asked me if I had a foot fetish or something, and I said, why? And it was because of the way I draw feet. And because they said it was like so, you pay a lot, it looks like you pay a lot of attention to them. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I kind of do that with everything. You know, I do that the same thing with kind of hands. It's just that they're smaller and you can't do as much. But like, you know, the face, I think that has the same amount of, you know, detail or whatever to sell it. So yeah, you know, I try to do that with everything, right? It just so happens, I guess, when it's with the feet, it's a thing, right? So I found that kind of funny, kind of interesting. Legitimate question, right? Legitimate questions. Yeah, funny stuff. Funny things. Well, you know what? It's true, man. It's true. Like, you hear about stuff like that, right? And you want to just know if that's why. You know? It's just kind of funny. Somebody asked me about that. There's some nice foliage in there. Yeah, I like that. I like the curvature of the calf there, and again having some areas of distress, things of that nature. Yeah, I really like this style of zombie pinup diva. Like, if you go through Zombie Daily, which the link is in the description below, by the way, if you want to check out Zombie Daily. If you look at Zombie Daily, I actually went through quite a bit of different styles of zombie pinups because I've been doing them for so long. And I went through a lot of different kind of phases with them. And if you go to like I said, if you go to Zombie Daily, you'll be able to see some of the older ones. And like, they're by no means not as good. They're just different. You know, like, they're very different. And it's kind of interesting because now I just don't see them at all like that. And when I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, they look like that at one point. You know what I mean? So who knows? Maybe the next evolution of me doing Zombie Pinup Divas is going to be completely different from anything I'm doing right now. You know, so yeah, it's just interesting when you look at some of your older art, especially if you've been consistent. Like, especially if you've like continued to draw and illustrate and that. Like, even if you haven't, there's still, like, you still see differences in your work and everything, but obviously from different time periods, right? But like, if you're consistent, you see the different sort of styles or phases you went through or whatever. You know, it's kind of interesting, right? Going through that again. Seeing that stuff again, and you know, looking at your own work from years and years ago, or even months. Who knows? You know, who knows? Like, how fast you you know, do work or draw. You know, you could change a lot in a month or two. You know, so. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting to see some of your old stuff, you know. And yeah, Jane Goodall passed away. And speaking of things from long ago, I'd done this Jane Goodall exhibit art for a proposed exhibit at Science North way back. It was a job, like, it was, again, an illustration job. Like I said, man, I've been an artist for like 40 years. So, and it wasn't always me doing zombies. I was doing everything. So yeah, I did this. I just posted on my socials actually, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, about where like showing that art that I did for that Jane Goodall exhibit proposal. Yeah, and there was more, but I couldn't find it. So that's a pretty good, and it's a good illustration too. It shows my precision and that back then. Like I was really tight, man, really tight. So yeah, almost like almost Charles Burns tight, not knowing that. So yeah, that if you want to check out check out my Facebook or X or Blue Sky, because I posted that Jane Goodall thing that I did years and years, decades ago. Because unfortunately she passed away. I think she was, I don't want to say 81. Was she 81? I don't know. But yeah, that's too bad, of course, But we're drawing. That'll get us out of it. That'll get us out of that funk. And we're doing Zombie Pinup Divas. I've got Mickey drawing over here for the Natural Born Killers poster. It's a big poster. Yeah. I can't wait to ink it, man. It's going to be fun. But at first I have to actually put the red in the glasses. So that'll be one more wash, and then I can start inking it. Yeah. I can't wait. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I might actually use a like .01 pen to do some of the inking. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Because it really needs a soft touch, man. Oh, that's so good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I hope you guys are having a great week so far. It is, man, let's call it Thursday already. And, I've got another convention coming up this weekend. It will be Northern Game X at the Crusoe Club. Wow, dude, this kind of what I want in the future. I still want to find permanent work, but finding a hobby and turning it into a business is something I also want. Yeah, I would love to do something horror related, whether it be in film, drawing, or getting back to photography. I actually have quite a few images, just hard to actually try and sell them. Yeah, that was great. These from the weekend, from last weekend. Yes, yeah. Ghoul the Bounty Hunter for sure. Turning a hobby into a business is extremely difficult. Takes a while. Like I said, I was fortunate because I worked in a place that I was allowed to do that in, and took full advantage of that. That's how I basically started zombie portraits. But then, like if you want to try to sell things for free, there are like sort of mall conventions and events that they have, that all you need is a table and you can set up and you can try selling stuff and see how that goes. That way you're not spending money on a table, just to see if maybe you'll sell something, right? So, put some of your photography in some cheap frames or something, display them well, and go to a free flea market type of thing or a mall thing that they have, and see what happens. Photography is a tough sell sometimes. I know that because it's like anything. If you're an author and you have novels, tough sell. If you're an artist and you do art, tough sell. If you're whatever it is, those types of things are tough sells, man. So you have to be able to, regardless of what it is, and be honest about what it is, you have to try to sell it, And like for me, I sell things out of sheer people going, wow, I cannot believe that you're doing this right now in front of me, that you're the artist, that you've done all of these lines yourself. And it's the wow factor, and a lot of times too, it's like maybe a character that they love or a concept that they love, that I've drawn or whatever. So, thank goodness I have that, and I try to sell that cool factor. I try to sell that authenticity, and I mean, really, that sells itself. Like that's becoming such a rare thing that it sells itself when people recognize it, And again, that's why I bring work with me to cons. So you identify with people right away because they see you drawing, or they ask you if you're drawing live, or is that you? Are these drawings yours too? And there you go. Like you're already having a conversation with someone, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So. Yeah, I always say do that. I always say, bring art with you that you can work on. And you know what? You're an artist, man. Even if you do digital artwork or whatever, or you're you do needlecraft or pottery, and you can't bring a potter's wheel there, bring a sketchbook. Maybe draw something and just be artistic. Like just try to draw stuff. If that's not your strong suit, like maybe draw what your next pot's going to look like, or what you'd like to do with that pot, put it somewhere, or put something in it, or make it for something specific, and draw it up, So yeah, anyway, like having stuff like that at your booth, and you doing that kind of stuff at your booth is really engaging, and that's a great thing. You want to engage with your audience. You want to engage with your potential fans, Yeah. So, yeah. I always bring stuff with me. Bring art with me. I brought 13 Pokemon drawings to CreatureCon, and I got 10 of them done. So, I had lots of time to draw, but it was still busy. I don't know how that happened. So anyway, it was great. Got a lot of work done. And I think I just finished scanning the last Pokemon today. So there's 13 more zombie Pokemon in the series, just today. Just added them today. So that's a heck of a lot of Pokemon, man. I think we're almost at 300. We're almost at 300 Pokemon. So, yeah. But I gotta take a break from them for a while. I gotta do some other things. That's kind of why I'm doing the Natural Born Killers poster. Somebody suggested it, and I was like, you know what? I can't believe I haven't done that already, because that seems like something I would do. And so I was like, yeah, okay, I'm doing it. And here I am. I put on the first wash. So it's almost dry, I think. And then we'll tune it up a little bit. I think we'll tune it up a little bit. Yeah, but here we are doing the stuff in the studio. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. That would be absolutely wonderful if you could do that. Really appreciate it. It would really get me into that higher echelon of the algorithm stream, and maybe get some new subscribers and donors, and people checking out Zombie Daily and Zombie Portraits and things like that. Get some more eyes on my work. I would really, really love that. I'm a fan just like you guys, man. Like, I'm a fan just like you guys are. Like, for real. I'm not trying to be a Kevin Smith type of guy, like, where I'm beyond all of that, and I'm kind of not, I'm not, the fan that, I made you kind of think I am. That kind of thing. Man, I collect comics. I watch. I was a Godzilla fan, like, at age probably 5. I played Lego. I had a train set, man. I had a train set. I was a train set nerd too. Yeah. And that hasn't changed, man. None of that has changed. Obviously, if you look around my studio here right now, it's like Lego everywhere. But yeah, for real, man. I know, because, like, a lot of times people say words, and they kind of tell you, who they are and everything, and it's not real, man. I know that's such a prevalent thing nowadays. Like, nothing seems real. Like, everything's, like, generated or whatever, man, or edited. So yeah, I kind of have to say the words, man, because otherwise it's like, it's not true. That's not true, but it's true. It's damn true. I still do the, when I see, toys that come out, or Lego sets that come out, like, I literally gasp, at stuff like that, and, get excited about things, and, yeah. Because it's true. Because being a fan is the greatest thing ever, man, I think. It's so motivating, and it's so comforting, I find, to, being a fan of things. Yeah, because you have there's other people, and I love it when I find Godzilla fans. That is really, and I've been finding Godzilla fans at cons lately, and it's great to share that fandom, because, like, there is no bad Godzilla. There is no bad Godzilla. Like, Godzilla played for laughs is hilarious. Great Godzilla. Godzilla played serious. Great Godzilla. Godzilla social commentary. Great Godzilla. Like, Godzilla can make you cry. Yeah, Godzilla can make you cry now. Godzilla -1 proved that. So now we got Godzilla in every, like, there is no bad Godzilla. There's just different Godzilla. American Godzilla, like, okay, the first one was an atrocity, but you know what? Configure a way to add him into the canon, and just make him like an offshoot or whatever, like some weird other kaiju, Zilla, right? So, but other than that, man, like, there's been no bad Godzilla. There's just different Godzilla, The cartoon was a little wonky, man. That was pretty touch and go there, man. The original, I guess, 70s cartoon? Was it 70s? My goodness. Yeah, if it was 70s, that's crazy. But yeah, I loved. I loved watching it at the time. But I always, even as a kid, I was like, man, he doesn't have laser eyes, man. This ain't cool. This ain't Godzilla. This is just another type of Godzilla. That's something something they call Godzilla because they've never seen the real Godzilla type of thing. That's how I kind of interpreted it. Yeah. Okay, so it's still, I still see a little bit of dampness there, but I'm going in anyway. I'm still going in. Are they all here? Yeah, all except one. Okay, I'm going in anyway. Okay, there we go. Yes. Gracias. Red rum, red rum. Red wine. There. So I can still see Mallory in there. Mallory Knox. Mickey and Mallory Knox. What a great movie. What a great movie. What a great movie. What a great movie. Oh, God help us. Oh, help us. Yeah, wow. Yeah, wow. Maybe I'll watch it tonight, Millhouse. Maybe I'll watch it tonight, Millhouse. Yeah. There. And yes, I know it's off the... I know it's not perfectly circular, but that will change. I'll fix that after. There. Okay. That'll change. But I think, okay, so that's good. So that's fine. I'm going to let that dry, and then I can start inking, and I can't wait. But yeah, I really love the, I really like the texture there. Like, it really looks good. I might even have to darken that up a bit. Maybe. Just a wee. Well, it's too damp. Too damp for that now. But soon. Soon, my pretties. Soon. My pretties. There. That looks good. It's pretty good. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks pretty all right. Yeah, man. Like these take a while. There's a lot of nuts and bolts to these. So you know. Yeah, some of the early zombie pinup divas were just the person, like just the life drawing, and no background or anything. So I got away with doing a book. But you know what? Some of them didn't need that, right? Like these are kind of orchestrated to do just that, like have that background, that base. That cool sort of if this were a model, like if this were like a plastic model, it has that kind of foreground and it has that background, and you could kind of see it as a plastic model, which I used to have those when I was a kid. I used to have the Godzilla one and the King Kong one, and I have a Godzilla one now and a Ghidorah one. Like one of those Aurora kits, but I had way more of those too. I think I had like the Prisoner, maybe the Wolfman. Geez, what else did I have? Yeah, I think I had Ghidorah way back then when I was a kid. Because I remember the little plane in the model there. There was like a little... Yeah, I was always fascinated by the little plane because it was like part of the model kit. Geez, what other ones did I have? I had a bunch of those Aurora model kits. Yeah. I'll have to go through and remember. Go down a little bitty memory lane. Yeah, but it's true. But I used to love those, and that was kind of the idea with this, with the bass. Having the bass there and the like background, like not just having a person standing there posing type of thing, giving it a bit of context. You know, visual, visual context, visual. But yeah. Hope you guys are having a great week. You're with Rob Sachetto, the world's premier zombie artist, zombie laureate to the planet Earth. Drawn more zombies than anyone on Earth. Created zombie portraits back in 2006. Wrote and illustrated the Zombie Handbook back in 2009. And done so many more things. So many, many more. Soon to be released. Yeah, this is going to be a crazy month, of course, because of the spooky season. And it's kind of right up my alley. So I'm booked at many, many, many events. So if you want to see me around, drawing more, as I'm oft to do, yeah, please join me at different locations. I'll be at Northern Game Expo this weekend, this Sunday rather, at the Crusoe Club. That's this Sunday at the Crusoe Club, Northern Game Expo. And I will have some new prints there. I hope to get a bunch of prints done. Here's the thing, you know what? There is a huge shortage of sleeves. So I have to figure out plan B of what I'm going to... I think I've already figured it out. Just by talking. I think I've already figured it out. Yeah, I think I already figured it out. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Crisis averted! Crisis averted. Crisis alert! Yeah. I think I figured it out. I got you. I got you covered, guys. I got you covered. There's some nice... graveyard scene, foliage, fusion, Loving that. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that combination, Yeah. The vines, and the leaves and all that stuff, with the rock and like with the stone and the different, the sort of architecture, and that, yeah. I like that mingling of the plants, and then the decay, right? The decay. I love that. I love the decay angle. Showing the rotting and basically, yeah, decay of the rock and leaves and plants and everything. Like it's neglected, and yeah, I see, man, that's not working. Come on. It doesn't seem like I use these for very long, and then they're sort of kaput. It's the number 3s that are the best. Like, this is okay, but I really have to, I have to fandangle it into working well, I think. Is that right? That's what it kind of feels like. So just putting in the darker areas in here. I'm hoping, oh man, I'm hoping that that the Natural Born Killers poster dries soon for me to ink, because I really want to ink it for you guys. I really want to do some cool inks in there. And I don't know, finish it? I don't know if I could finish it, but maybe. Maybe. Because what I'm going to do, and I don't know if I finished telling you guys, but I'm going to scan it, and then I'm going to isolate the lettering and all that stuff. And or mimic it. Yeah, it might be hard to mimic it with the kerning, but yeah, I'm gonna take the text, and I'm gonna use Photoshop, and I'm gonna add the text to the drawing. So that's like a mixed media sort of thing, and I rarely do that. Like I rarely use Photoshop to do things like that for my drawings. But for posters like that, it's kind of it makes it look more sort of official. It's not official, but it makes it look more official. It's just a drawing, right? It's just a drawing, and it's supposed to look like the poster for that. So I'm going to add that with the computer to make it look more authentic, I guess. So that's where I'm coming at. That's where I'm coming from with that type of thing. Yeah, it's a recreation, or it's a version rather, of an original piece of art or photography or whatever. So, yeah. And man, I haven't done a movie poster in a long time, so there you go. Yeah, and I've done quite a few. And I enjoy doing them too. Some turn out better than others. The Rambo one is amazing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have to say, the zombie Rambo one, or First Blood drawing, movie poster I did was really good. I turned that into a t-shirt, and wow, it is awesome. It is super awesome. Yeah, that's one that really, I have to say, turned out great, like the sky, everything, like, yeah, it's really good. Sometimes I like my work, and it's okay to like your work, it's okay to like your work. Like, you should be able to tell when you're doing well and when you're not doing well, when you're doing a good drawing or when you're not doing a good drawing, and if you're not, it's okay. It's fine. Just try again later on. Get your head in a different place. It's okay. And if you're just drawing for the fun of it, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Nobody's judging you. You're just drawing for yourself and to relieve stress. Use a different part of your brain and relax the main one, the main thinking, calculating one, and you're kind of using your more artistic brain when you're you know what I mean. I am not a doctor, but it's true. Like, it's kind of one of those things where, you're not using that part of the brain to calculate things or to contemplate, the universe or whatever. You're using your brain to, like, how am I gonna show the texture of that surface with my ink, with the pen, and it's a different vibe all like entirely altogether, right? So yeah, you'll find that you'll feel more relaxed after drawing a little bit. It's true. It's true. Yeah. You'll be on a different level. Yeah. So that's almost done. That's almost done. Okay, so new zombie pinup diva. Thank goodness another one's done, because it's getting close to the wire, man. I'm starting to sweat it a little bit. I gotta post the 1100th zombie pinup diva on my Patreon page on Zombie Daily Halloween Day. So I have to get 9 or 10 done before then. And time's a wasted. It's already the second today, probably. Yeah, I got other stuff to do too, man. You know, like I'm doing the Natural Born Killers poster, but again, I'm doing everything in between. You know, so yeah. But now I'm looking for. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Trying to find a pen that is gonna give me a nice thick holding line, just like the doctor ordered. There. And now the life drawing, zombie, pinup, what have you, pops much more than before with the thicker holding line, because she's handled ink-wise very similar to the background, and therefore, naturally, despite having a very definite outline, does sink back into the background slightly because of the way both areas are inked with the same inking intensity. But now, with the heavy holding line, or heavier holding line, she is separated from that background immensely, and appears almost three-dimensional. And again, I've heard literally people say those words, like, your art looks three-dimensional, and I explain, kind of why. Sometimes, like, very quickly. I don't like boring people with technique, answers, unless that's what they're, literally asking me or fishing for or whatever. But otherwise, I'll just say, yeah, it's because of the, heavier holding line. It separates the main figure from the background, or things in front from things in back, So like, yeah, do 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 do. There. Yeah, that's wonderful, and as you can see right now, even in the camera, she pops off that background. Like, wow, look at that. So yeah, it works. It works. Would I lie to you kids? Come on. But it works. It does, and it's wonderful, and it's nice to know, it's nice to have that comfort that techniques work, and they always work, because they're scientifically proven, they're artistically proven to work, and you can always go to them if you have to. You can always utilize them. Or you can utilize them wholly, completely, But they're always there for you to, for you to use, because they always work, So yeah, that's a nice thing about traditional art. There's a lot of things you can go to, techniques and things you can go to create a desired effect in your drawing. So there, I think that's good. I think that's a nice finished zombie pinup diva drawing. Don't forget to put your name. And it is 2025. It's 2025, and I'm doing these right now, right in front of y'all. There. I mean, I could keep going, but, you know. Yeah, I'm just going to put this and that'll be it. There. Okay. Alright. Put it away. Okay, let's see if Woody Harrelson here is dry enough. Oh, it is. Ugh. Okay, that's wonderful. Well, first things first, I'm going to do the circle here. Where is this? Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it black. I'm going to do it black. And I add the shine later. So it's going to be round, but very dark. So, I'll grab me this. Yeah, nice and juicy. Yeah, very, very dark. Okay, now the other one. The other one's weird. It's not the same. Yeah, which is weird. Maybe this? Yeah, maybe this. Okay, let's try this. I think it's this, yeah. I'm going to darken it anyway. I think I'm going to darken it anyway, so, like, really darken it. Yeah, because there's quite a bit there. So I think I'm going to... Is that too much? Is that too much? No, not really. Because it'll go on the inside. It'll be on the inside of that, so... Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then this. So this is this. So, okay, this is this. Inside. Yeah. Right? Right. Okay. There. Where's this? Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's subtle. Okay, alright, that goes up a bit. Then down. Then like that. And then there's that. Yeah, that thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing all this stuff like right up close and really, yeah, there. And you know what? Again, I'm going to. I think for the most part, I'm going to do as much black as possible, and then I'm going to use the whiteout or basically it's whiteout to add the highlights. And if there's a little bit of white there, I'll probably use that too, but for the most part, I'm going to put the white after, you know. And then this is a large part that's black in there. And that's white there. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of areas that I want to add the highlight to actually create it, instead of, you know, drawing it. I'm going to actually, you know, do the opposite. I'm going to just make it black, then put the highlights on, you know, rather than draw the highlights in there, you know, which is another way you could do it, but, you know, I like to do the subtraction thing when it's like little things like that. So, you know, but yeah, little beads of light. he's definitely gonna have a lot of he's gonna have a lot of dark areas in there, just like that, just like the original. Because like I said, I want to keep that. I really want to keep that aesthetic, of his head having that black. It's black there, but I was gonna go, originally I was gonna go with making it red. I was gonna do red, but I kind of like that. I like the whole black and white thing, and I think that works too. I think that works a lot too. So, of course, it does, because that's what the original is. But you have to retain that. You have to really retain that, because it's so simplistic. Like it's just a guy's head with a bit of a shadow on it, wearing glasses, and that's it. So if you mess with that, those simple elements, it's going to make a big difference. So you don't want to change the formula, man. You want to keep the formula as close to the original as possible. Yeah. With things like that, right, for sure. Okay. There. Now that's all black. You can't see anything in there. But again, I'm putting, minute, I'm putting areas of detail in there that are catching light, and obviously showing that he's, a zombie. A zombie. Yeah, I like that. Oh, yes, I do. I love that. Okay. I love that. Okay, so we're going to go with this. We're going to go with this. Check the chat there. Head, not full body. Oh, I am definitely the type of person who'd prefer to trace rather than go eyeballing when I draw. However, I once did a little sketch of my dog back in 2017, and it wasn't that bad. Are any of these from last weekend? Yeah. Okay, I already answered that. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, tracing things, tracing things is a lot more difficult than people think, because I used to, I remember doing what do you call it, cover recreations. I think I did, 4 or 5 different cover recreations of different comic book covers. And I remember doing Demon #1, the Kirby one, and man, it was incredibly hard, to do. And you have to trace those, and then figure out how to ink them in the right way, so there's that. So man, those cover reproductions or recreations or whatever are very difficult to do. They're kind of rewarding, because it's now I kind of know how that artist does that, or at least recognize it, if not do it, or you can more now see the context of how it's done and why the artist used that line and blah blah blah. So it is a learning experience too. You are tracing their stuff, but you're also learning from them as well. But anyway, those are very difficult to do, and yeah, so tracing isn't as easy as people kind of make it out to be. It's like, oh well, you're cheating, but yeah, I could do this. I could go by I can eyeball it and make it great, but it would just take too long. And doing a light tracing just to like show where it is even on the page, and where something lines up, it is, I think, okay to a degree, depending on what you're doing, right? If you're working for a major company, like, you don't trace stuff. Like, that's cheap, but if you're doing stuff for fun, or you're doodling in your sketchbook or whatever, yeah, man, like, then you can even change that up. Like in your sketchbook too, you can actually change up the drawing that you sketched or that you traced. There's any number of things you can do to make it sort of more your own, and learn from that artist too that you traced from. So many people learn how to draw that way, man. Through tracing. I mean, it's not the best thing to do personally, but you can definitely learn from it. I would just say, bite the bullet and draw from life as well as you can. If you want to be, a better artist. And of course, look at artists that you love. Look at artists that you enjoy their work. And let that kind of help guide you too. In any number of ways. Whether you want to do work like them, be in the same kind of industry as them, or whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, baby. Yeah, making this, there's, I can actually kind of make this even scarier. Yeah, his eye is like staring from behind those glasses. Yeah, it's kind of creepy, man. If you look at it, maybe you can't see it that well here, but yeah. So that is just part of his lip, because underneath, obviously, his lip, it's separated. So yeah, like this is just a piece of flesh hanging off, where his nose is there. Because otherwise, that would close his lips. So that can't be true. So there. Again, very, very light, like extremely, and this is a what, 0.1? Oh, 0.2. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use something else. Something much more else. Where is it? A 0.1, but then but wait, there's more. There's a 0.05. 5. Yeah. And I think I'm going to use this for the lips here. That's straight. Woody Harrelson, man, the guy's done some great movies. Like, great movies. It's kind of all over the map. But I don't think he's done any like really cheap movies or anything like that. He's always done movies that were, I think, like all Hollywood produced type movies, not anything like crappy or direct to video or anything like that. I think. Not that I can recall anyway. But yeah, I think he's got some great films going on. I own a lot of his movies. What was that one I really love? He was Harry Barber in it. What was the name of the movie? I can't remember now. It was great though. Elizabeth Shue, Gina Gershon, Michael Rappaport, Chloe Savini or Savini or whatever her name is. Yeah, that was a great movie, man. I can't remember the name of it now. Darn it. Paradise. I can't remember. But yeah, that was a great one. This is not bad. I'm actually kind of enjoying it. Then he's got a weird, like. Okay, I guess that's it. Maybe that more. Maybe this more. Yeah. You know, I think I almost feel like I'm doing this, and I almost feel that they wanted to make him like unrecognizable or ambiguous. I have this feeling because like he's so blown out, you can't really, there's no real, he doesn't really have any features. Like it's very contrasty but weirdly I don't know, subtle. It's like a photocopy almost. And then with the red glasses. So it almost feels like it's on it almost feels like it's on TV maybe or something like that. It's kind of hard to capture, in art. You have to really work at it. You have to really work at that image to make it look, similar, or the same, or to capture it, So yeah, I find. And I'm doing the zombified ear too, but yeah, I like that yin yang earring there. And yes, I do like that I slightly beefed up or hardened the chin and under the mouth area and stuff like that. I do like that. I think it's more bold. I think it's bolder. Not too bold. I don't want to make it too bold. I want to keep it subtle. But at the same time, I want it to look as close to the photo or original poster as possible. So people know exactly what it is right away. That's the main goal for this anyway. There's different ways of doing this. If you're an artist and you're interpreting this in a different way, there are many more ways than this to do that. Obviously without the zombie thing, but further to that, like other ways of doing things. Different styles and all that kind of stuff, right? So, and I don't know, like sometimes I need to say things like that, or is that come naturally to people that, there's different ways of doing it. Like this is just one way of drawing for me. I'm using techniques that are used by other artists a lot, but I'm using them in my way for the things, the textures and things that I use them for. So if you're watching this and going, oh, you know what, I really like that, cool, great. But it's just there are millions of other ways that artists draw, and way more diverse different surfaces, materials, and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm not the only, the one that kind of does this type of thing. So check out other artists for sure, but me first, and but me first, and then because there are other artists there. But check out me and look at me and subscribe to me. But yeah, guys, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be utterly awesome. I want to again thank everyone that has subscribed recently. Wow, another small dream of mine seemingly coming true. Hopefully, being on YouTube and trying to help people draw and give people drawing advice and tips and things like that, and just talking about the industry, art industry, and drawing in general, art in general, things of that nature. So yeah, man, I really I want to thank all of you guys who have subscribed. Because it really helps me reach those people, man. It helps me reach more people, young and old. You'll notice I don't use the old potty mouth on this side of things, because if a young person wants to turn this on and watch me draw, pick up some techniques or whatever, then that's great. I don't want to alienate anyone through having foul language, man. So yeah, I want to reach as many people as I can and try to encourage people to draw, and you know what, even just to show people that, man, we artists are kind of a lost thing, a lost talent, a lost sort of magical thing that people can do, like a thing, right? So a lot, like, man, when I do cons and stuff, it's crazy when people make the connection that I've drawn the things that they see on the table, and they're actually seeing me draw in real life. It's like it blows their minds, right? So I think that's awesome. I can't believe that reaction. It's really interesting and wonderful, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, you know what? We're not. There's not a lot of people that kind of do that much anymore. Like that work on with paper and pencil and paint and stuff like that. Yeah, because there's just no room for it. Like there's no need for it as much anymore. So it's a true art. Like it's a true thing. When you create this kind of stuff, and you have the original art and all that kind of stuff, and you create on a daily basis with traditional means, like that. That's really something. That's something that sort of, again, not going to be much of that around, So yeah. And yeah, it's because of technology, of course, and the need to use it to reduce the bottom line rather than anything truly artistic or interesting. And that's where the magic sort of leaves the planet a little bit more, and that's sad. That shouldn't happen, man. We should keep traditional art alive and make it important, man, because it's one of the true last magical things left, like that drawing on paper with pen and pencil and that kind of communication, expression, it's so human. Like it's one of the most human things Like, there's nothing else that does that, you know? So here we go. We're doing some nice, we're doing some nice details in here for the inking on the poster. Natural Born Killers poster. Toaster. Poster. Yeah, I like that. It has that Dawn of the Dead, that flesh wound or head wound on the bald head zombie, on that poster there, the Dawn of the Dead poster. Kind of the same, vibe. Yeah. Yeah. So there. Oh, I don't know if we're going to get it done tonight, but can you imagine? Well, hey, you know what? We got this done too. We got the zombie pinup diva done as well, which is really great. So yeah, like, I mean, and we did a lot on this too. We did a lot on this. Like this, we kind of did this from scratch almost, basically, right? So I think I just had the general outline done, and all of the rest of this was done during the live stream, right, guys? So, hey guys, yeah. So there we go. Well, we're not going to finish it obviously tonight because that would be crazy. But this wasn't. I was not thinking I was going to finish this tonight anyway, by any means. I think even when I originally said that, I might have been joking right then and there. But yeah, because no, this, like, something of this size and this, like, complexity, all the things I kind of have to do to build it, I don't think I'd be able to do it in one night. And again, there was quite a long drawing time for this too. I had to wait because I did pour it on quite a bit. Like, I did pour the ink on the watercolor pigment on quite a bit. And you know what? I think I might not even be finished. I think I might even have to put a bit more in there. Put a bit more in here to darken it. And you know what? I like that already. Yeah, I'm going to put some in there. I'm going to put some in there because why not? That's all going to be dark anyway. Very, very, very dark. But, no, I like that already. And I just don't want to get little pebbles of black in there that scorch the page. Yeah, it's awful. And I don't want it too blue either. I don't want it too blue either. There. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just re-ink. Yeah, because there's going to be some, what do you call it? There's going to be a slight film of watercolor pigment on top of the inks I've done, and so I'm just going to I'm gonna redo them, like go on top of them, which is fine. Like I don't care that I have to do that. It'll actually give the bottom inks some, like, the depth, the top inks I go on top with, so, like, it'll give some depth to that. It'll make it have some cool underlying lines under there. And I'm gonna kind of go tight with them, I think, So I'm going to try to retain the integrity of the bottom inks. But yeah, I am going to have to do that. That's fine. And a bit with the chin here too. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine there. Good. Okay. Yeah, I love that. I love the teeth underneath that. Okay, good. Underneath the flesh there, piece of flesh hanging there. And then, yes, I love that. More of a skeletal nose showing. Yeah. Yeah. Ink, I love that I put you on there. Yeah, so now it is much darker, but much better. Better. It's much better. Yeah, I like that much better. I like that much better. I like that much better. Can I have that much better? Butter weather. Sweater weather. Butter sweater weather. There. Good. Oh. And what else? Oh my goodness, it's almost 12. Well, let's just see what else I have on the Joe. On the go. You know what? Why don't I'll just start this. Yeah. Well, you know what? The thing is, guys, you're watching me draw the things that I kind of draw, and showing you kind of techniques and stuff too. So that's kind of fun. And I don't even know if this pen's going to work, but let's see. Oh, good. And it does. And that's wonderful. So here we go again with another new zombie pinup diva, and I'm doing I'm doing some pretty definite and pretty poignant inks on it in order to describe the figure as well as I can with as few lines as I can. But you know what? I always go in and I do the simple, parts first, of course, like the simple, get it down basically, and then I could go in and add little things like, oh, there's more of a shadow there maybe, or there's a bit of the lips have some weight. And I add details in kind of like that. So again, not too much. Do it sparingly. Do it capably and economically. But here we go. This is a very interesting again angle, and got some really nice foliage going on there with some vines that are designy in there. Rather, I'm like, yeah, some designy vinies in there, and so yeah, we'll get a nice, we got a great composition there. It's kind of like a V, or sort of again a pyramid, but off to the side a little bit. But again, very strong composition, and self-contained. Doesn't go off the page. It's self-contained. So I love these, and that's why I love doing these zombie pinup divas so much, because they're a great exercise in life drawing, because this is from a model, like from a computer screen. I drew the model, and then I put all the stuff around behind her, making her look even more zombie-ish, like she's in a graveyard or something. So yeah, and I've kept that motif up for quite a few of them now. But again, they're all different. That's why I never get tired of them, because I love doing them so much, Yeah. Because they're always different, they're always different. Yeah. And again, when if you want to start drawing, if you want to be an artist, like kind of pick something too that you can draw a million versions of if you want. Like even in your sketchbook, you can doodle some things down. You know, like make everything unicorns or something. I don't know, or make everything a toaster. You know, everything like a person, a dog. You know, whatever. Like just draw funny stuff. You know, and you'll see how you enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, then maybe you'll want to get better. Maybe you'll want to, do some more interesting things with your work. You know, who knows? Who knows? It's always interesting to find out. And if nothing else, it is a great way to relax your mind. Really is. So, yeah, I could vouch for that. So, yeah. Yeah, check the chat. Check the chat. Head not full body. Okay. Like, I like Scream. I could maybe do some Scream mask drawings as I have doodled them before. Yeah, the Scream mask drawings. Yeah, like the Scream sort of mask, the Gustav Klimt painting. Was it Klimt that did that? No, that's not Klimt. No, who am I thinking? No, Klimt. Who's the guy that did the Scream now? I can't remember. I thought it was like I thought he was a German. I thought he was a German artist too. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name now. But yeah, no, the masks. Getting back to that, no, the masks. Very cool, very cool. Could do a lot of different versions of those, and retain the same like vibe, you know, kind of like the Jason mask, like the hockey mask. I've seen some cool versions of it lately, man, with like spikes and all this stuff, and like it looks really wicked, man. But yeah, the Scream mask for sure. Yeah, you know what? Things like that, like that's, when you just sort of start out drawing and you sort of like just doodle around, you kind of need a little bit of a base or like an anchor to sort of go, okay, well, I'm going to do this. Because if you don't know what you're going to do, it just makes it hard. Like you kind of just stare at a blank page, right? But if you have a purpose and a reason and a subject, something that you either like or that you see often, that you can sort of, count on being there to draw, is a good thing, and you'll find that out as you kind of go along, right? Like you'll just find that out. But if there's anything I can help you do to make things easier, man, like that's what I'm sort of hoping I can do when I do live streams and things like that, I'm hoping that I can make the artist thing an easier go of it than starting from scratch or no information whatsoever, right? So I'm hoping that I can provide a little bit of answered questions that you might have, what kind of pens to use, what kind of paper do I use, all kinds of things, that might help you become a better artist, or an artist, or more of an appreciator of art, an appreciator of art, So, yeah. And if you'd like, you you can learn sort of how to draw. Yeah. I'm gonna do that thing that we did that time. Vague enough for you? I'm gonna do the zombie drawings from scratch again soon, coming up on a very near future podcast, or rather live stream. I'm gonna do that. So a lot of people were asking about those like drawings from scratch, where it's like just blank page, and I do like maybe 4 or 5 different zombie drawings from scratch, so you get to see the entire process. So I'm going to be doing those again. Those seem to be a hit, so definitely going to be coming up with new, and those are really easy to do. For me, because I don't really need to prepare anything other than well, you know what? Last time I actually did prepare, and I said, you know what? I should have like a theme, and the theme for the last one was head wounds. So that was a really great one. So I got a bunch of head wounds, and if you want to see the outcome of those, check out Zombie Daily, because some of those are posted on there already. So if you want to check those out, those were head wounds done on the live stream, and yeah, they were a lot of fun. They were a lot of fun to do. So, and those were sketched from, again, the ground up. So we started with nothing, and we ended up with those. And like I said, those are on the live, or those are on the on Zombie Daily right now. Some of them are. I'm not sure if all of them are, but there's a bunch of them. Like, we've done those a few times, and there's a bunch, and I know some of them are on there, but there are a lot left that I haven't posted yet. So yeah, a lot of those sketched from scratch ones are coming up on Zombie Daily. So check out Zombie Daily. The link is in the description below, of course, and yeah, you'll see so much zombie art. You'll be blown away by the amount of zombie art that is on there. It is staggering. And when I say I've done more zombie art than anyone on Earth, I really mean it. And you can see it there. It's all there for you to check out. And yeah, I hope you do. Hope you do. And check out Zombie Portraits as well. Zombie Portraits. Get yourself a zombie portrait too. So there we go. That is looking pretty good. I have to say, I don't mind that at all. That's going to look pretty good with the that's going to look pretty good, I think, with the text, you fool. Yeah, I think that'll look pretty good with the text. Texture. Yeah, with the text, you know, that's what really, I think, is really going to make the poster like it always does, right? Again, they're very simplistic, and that's what makes, you know, them effective. And you know, when you take out a component, it really affects everything, right? So you really have to be careful when you do that. You can't really mess with the formula, because each part of it is very, very necessary. You know. So yeah, I actually like the way his eye looks there. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. I really like that. I really like how this is turning out. Yeah, I really like how this is actually turning goat. Turning goat. I like how this is turning goat. The churning of the goat. Yeah. But I do still feel that there is a necessary darkness that needs to go there. But I do have to blend it. Splend it. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's you know, the observing something for so long, you get too attached to it, and you gotta step away from it for a bit. At least I do, and I think it's necessary to do that. See it from a different perspective. Like, that's why in the morning, I get up and I come downstairs and I look and I go, you know, that needs to be changed, because I see it with different, fresh eyes now, you know. And I'll say that needs to, like, I'll change stuff, like, or I'll fix stuff, or I'll add stuff, or whatever, you know. So I might think it's, I never think it's finished. Like, I know it's like kind of done in terms of like, okay, well, there's not much I'm gonna do with this, but there is, you know, usually parts that I end up fixing the next day, because I see it differently. You know, I see it from a different perspective, and I think, you know, when you can, you know, kind of do that too. You know, don't rush to say it's finished until you kind of sat with it a bit, but you know, at the same time, don't kill yourself and overdo it. You got to know when it's done. You know, you got to know when it's done, because you could ruin it with too much. You know, too much. Yeah, that's a thing. So, you know, but yeah, just letting you know that that's a possibility too. So, you know, and until I start inking, I'm going to continue drawing, or I'm going to continue adding this dark in there, because I could still see underneath it, which is great, which is really good, and I'm glad you can actually see, you know, underneath it. You know, that means you can still see the lines where there are you know, gore and things, but it's dark enough that it's really effective like this, you know, which is what I want. You know, that's what I want. Yeah. And you know what? That even goes to show right there, that should be much darker, because the nose is over that area. So it should be darker. Yeah. And then anything that I want to add, I can add with white pencil crayon just a little bit, if I want to show a little bit more whiteness in there. But you know what? I want to try to get away with as much black as possible to keep it in the same aesthetic as the original. You know? So again, as much as I love that little collar shine of highlight, I got to take it out, because it doesn't fit with the black. It's got to be black right from the get-go. You know? And the same with that too. You know, has to be black from the get-go. There will be, you know, slight signs of the, you know, stuff hanging off his chin and all that, but that's going to be very, very, you know, dark anyway, because it'll be against the black. But yeah, there's lots of things to consider, guys. Like I'm saying, like, you know, there's lots of stuff that basically, you know, you have to kind of think of when you're doing even something like this, like a reproduction. You know, like it's a reproduction, but it's, you know, it's a zombie portrait kind of thing too. So, but it's a movie poster. Yeah, but I'm doing it like as a zombie movie poster. So yeah, that's the conceit behind it. So yeah, but I think it's coming along great. I love it, and I think I'm really happy with it so far, and it's far from over. But guys, I think I'm going to have to call it an evening. We've been doing it for a few hours now, and that is the beginning of the Natural Born Killers, Natural Born Zombies drawing poster. So that's going to be fun. I can't wait for that to be done. I'm going to ink more of it. I might get it. I don't know if I'll get it done in the next live stream. I might get it done in between. I don't know. But perhaps I'll finish it for you guys, in front of you guys, if you'd like. But for the time being, let me just check my chat before I go. Like Scream. Okay. And that was Ghoul the Bounty Hunter. And guys, I just want to say one thing too. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching and checking out Zombie Daily for sure. And just watching me draw. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and in the studio and watching me draw and helping me draw and listening to me babble. Yeah. So we're doing the Natural Born Killers poster, and we're almost done. But we got a lot done tonight, so, and yeah, we even got this done tonight too, Zombie Pinup Diva. So that's wonderful. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you all again soon. All right, don't forget to subscribe, check out Zombie Daily. Have a great evening. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now.